Hello and welcome back to Where Are We? I'm your host, Corinne. Today we're going to be going to the Medina County Mental Health and Recovery Board.
Executive Director for the Medina County Mental Health and Recovery Board. Over the last several years, we have focused on a more recovery-friendly language. Over the last years, we have really morphed into the ROSC, or Recovery-Oriented System of Care model, shifting the focus really on recovery. We realize that substance use disorders are a disease just as real as physical health, those diseases, and that proper support and treatment, people successfully recovery, lead healthy lives and productive lives. We don't provide the services directly. We purchase services through certified agencies. You can go on to our website, medinamentalhealth.com, and that'll really get into all the different services that we purchase through our main contracted agencies or alternative paths, Ohio Guidestone, and we have Catholic Charities. And on the recovery support side, Help Fund, Hope Recovery Community, and support and partner them as well. So with those services, they range anywhere from crisis services to general counseling to supports. So when somebody wants to access those services, they can, if they're in a crisis, we provide funding alternative paths. They are 24/7 crisis and behavioral health helpline. So if you're in a crisis situation, you can call that number at 330-725-9195. Somebody will walk with you, talk with you, get you that help. I've also set up that the Mental Health and Recovery Board, you can contact the board and we will help you navigate through the behavioral health system to be able to get you into the services that you need. We contract with a few agencies in order to allow individuals who maybe are indigent, can't afford services, that they can have access to those services. So they just get on an ability to pay scale. They pay what they're able to pay, work it out with the provider. So our dollars are of last resort, but they help bridge that gap. We are part of the Human Services Levy. It was recently passed in November of 2023, the second time, and we share that levy with the Medina County Senior and Adult Services, as well as the Medina County Job and Family Services. So one of the greatest ways that individuals can help is to support that levy. And then also, anybody can donate to any of the provider agencies that we help fund. A lot of the agencies, for example, Hope Recovery Community has a pantry for personal hygiene items that any person can come in and they can access that. But there's a cost and they want to refill that. So it's a lot of this is educating individuals, getting people to feel comfortable to talk about mental health. I think it's safe to say that almost every one of us either has some type of mental illness that they've experienced, or they know and care about somebody who has. So having that discussion that it's okay, that it is a disease, it's very important to talk to somebody. You're not alone, you're not broken. So reach out, speak, talk, and get that help that you need. And I will say over the last 5 years or so, I think the stigma, especially in Medina County, has been reduced. People are willing to talk about mental health, to identify it, to say, you know what, it's okay. Just like if you have a physical ailment, you go to the doctor, you go get that fixed. Same thing with mental health. Really, what I'd love to have a system of care that is accessible, easy to navigate, and meets the needs of the individuals in Medina County. If you're not familiar with the behavioral health system, it can be very complex. It can be very daunting to go through. So we want to make that trip easier. We want to make sure that people feel comfortable with that first call. Make that call and we can help you get to where you need to go. Thank you for the support from the levy that allows us to do local priorities. Our funding sources are basically threefold. We receive some federal funding, some state funding, and now we have some local funding. With the state funding and the federal funding, they have priorities that we have to meet based on what the state and the federal government establish. With local funding, it allows us to hit local priorities, such as recovery supports, recovery housing. So I think it's just, once again, I want to thank the voters for supporting the Human Services Levy. It's extremely invaluable. In addition, I just want that message that individuals who are struggling either with mental health, substance use disorder, struggling with recovery, I mean, you're not alone, you're not broken, and help is available. Just reach out.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
My name is Beth Ewing. I am the co-chair of the Medina County Coalition Against Human Trafficking. So we are part of the Medina County Children's Center. They provide services for sex abuse cases in children in the county. They do the forensic interviewing, which means that they have one interviewer that goes into a cozy area with the child while law enforcement, advocates, all the other people are in another room and can watch. That way the child is only telling their story once instead of 5, 6, 7 times. And they can feel more comfortable and they're not traumatized over and over and over again. So the previous director of the Medina County Children's Center started the Coalition Against Human Trafficking. And I was part of it right from the start. So she felt that it was necessary that we train the community anywhere that we might be needed.
My name is Rebecca Colley. I'm the Director of Operations for REHAB Ministries. This event was for the community together against trafficking, and it was intended to inform both people that work with trafficking survivors and also just regular community members on what human trafficking is and what our survivors are experiencing. REHAB provides Christ-centered transformational services to those affected by sex trafficking in Northeast Ohio. We're invited in today as REHAB to train on human trafficking and some of the signs and the warning signs and how to help survivors that we work with every day. So human trafficking is a crime that encompasses force, fraud, or coercion and involves either a commercial sex act or a commercial labor act. So either human trafficking and sex trafficking or human trafficking and labor trafficking. Kind of a crash course of that is that you have a vulnerable person, someone who, for whatever reason, is experiencing vulnerability, and then an exploiter, who we call our trafficker, who's willing to exploit that person and to sell them for either sex or for labor.
You hear a lot of myths about trafficking, and not that some of them don't happen. Yes, children can be taken, from parking lots and things like that, but most of the time the traffickers are coming right into your own home through your computer to be able to start that conversation and to start that relationship with your children. My advice would be to learn as much as you can about the red flags and the signs. Learn about internet safety. ICAC, Internet Crimes Against Children, puts on great presentations. Plus they have a wide range of things that you can look up to be a little more savvy when it comes to tech. Make sure that you're checking your children's computers, their cell phones, whatever it may be. People are going to try to come through those.
Some of the warning signs that you might be looking for sex trafficking are certainly any signs of violence. Most of our victims are women, so looking at that, or teenagers and those really vulnerable populations, people who don't have control over their own lives. Maybe they're not in control of where they're getting food from or who's paying their bills, those types of things. And then certainly if there's someone else in their world controlling them, whether it's an older man or a boyfriend or someone that they're in relationship with that just has a lot of power over them and their life. Maybe they're not even answering questions for themselves, or it doesn't seem like they can go on their own. Those are some good warning signs for human trafficking. So if you think that you might be looking at a human trafficking situation or a survivor, there are a couple different hotlines you can call. So if you Google the National Human Trafficking Hotline, that's a great place to start. If you're in Summit County, there's a Summit County trafficking hotline that dispatches right to the Summit County Sheriff. And it works a lot like a Children's Services tip line, right? You don't have to be right. You don't even have to really know what you're talking about. It's enough to just call and say, I think this is kind of weird, and let them figure out the details of it. If you are interested in helping the fight against human trafficking and serving sex trafficking survivors, REHAB uses a lot of volunteers and we are privately funded. So however you want to get involved, either as a person or to give to our organization, we'd be super grateful. You can find us at REHAB, RAHAB-ministries.org, either online, on Facebook, on Instagram, and we have a website too. So lots of resources to kind of get involved and start the work against human trafficking.
So we have a Facebook page, which is the Medina County Coalition Against Human Trafficking, or you can contact the Medina County Children's Center. They can also guide you in the right direction. And everything that we do is free. And so if you're asking us to come out into the community, to whether it be the library or a book club or whatever it may be to teach, we do that without cost. I have a close person that I know that was a trafficking victim previously when she was a child. And her thing that she wants the kids to take away from everything when we are teaching in the schools is that if you see something that just doesn't seem right, say something. You could be saving a child's life.
All right, look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs! We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable. Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Hello and welcome to Where Are We? I'm Corinne and today I'm at Brunswick High School. I'm interviewing 3 students that are in a club. Their goal is through 7 weeks to raise money for blood cancer research with Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
My name's Luke Weinhauer. I'm a junior at Brunswick High School, and I'm a candidate for LLS Student Visionaries of the Year program.
So my name is Abigail Kareem, and I'm a senior at Brunswick High School, and I am a candidate for the Brunswick for a Brighter Future LLS Student Visionaries of the Year team here at Brunswick.
My name is Emily Woolard. I'm a junior at Brunswick High School. This is my first year in LLS, and I love being part of LLS because I get to see how my efforts can truly make a difference in the world. Through advocacy, LLS helps to advocate for blood cancer patients and make changes within the medical systems to further help these cancer patients. Through patient support, they help not only the cancer patients, but the families and caregivers who are giving care to these cancer patients to ensure that no cancer patient goes unseen and that they can support their own bills. Through research, LLS goes through and can help to create new treatment options for all blood cancers so that one day we can find a cure.
So LLS is a philanthropic leadership program over 7 weeks where a ton of high schools in our region, it's a national program, but in our region specifically, there's like 33 teams, and we all compete to raise the most money for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society over that 7 weeks. So me, Luke, and Emily are the candidates for that group, and we lead a team of 27 students to help reach our goal of $100,000. Brunswick started back up with LLS about 3 years ago, and we've been building up each year. We could not be where we were if it wasn't for Michael Romano and Maggie Romano, who helped build that foundation for us into this year. And our community has just showed tremendous strength and just overwhelming generosity towards helping us find the cure for blood cancer.
My first year, we set a goal of $25,000 and raised over $50,000. My second year, we set a goal of $75,000 and raised over $85,000. And this year, we've changed our goal a couple times. We started with $80,000, then went up to $100,000, and we continued to go up from there.
So being a candidate, you're basically the leader of your team. So we take on a lot of extra responsibilities. Not only do we have to lead our team, we also have a lot of weekly meetings, meeting together. We take the head with kind of planning all the fundraisers, planning all the events, keeping track of the numbers, making sure we're on track to reach our goal. We also meet a lot with our director, Tiffany, who is from LLS, and she oversees and helps us. And you just take on more responsibilities just as a leader.
So through our campaign, we have had multiple different events to help us raise philanthropic funds. We also were able to host a Magic Gives Back fundraiser, which truly showed the importance of community because it sold out within 36 hours, and we were able to raise $28,000 from that event.
But it also gave us a lot of community engagement because that was kind of our way of getting the elementary schoolers kids involved.
Our goal was not only for them to help us reach our fundraising goal, but also to engage them in our mission and encourage them to, when they get in high school, to join LLS as well.
Doing something bigger than myself was a really big thing for me because I just got to see how I can help out, but I would say just helping those in need and having a voice is a really big part of it because I didn't know that I could do all this.
Being a student visionary candidate means knowing that nobody has to go through treatment alone and that we can always support not only our community, but every single blood cancer patient, caregiver, and survivor throughout the world. Because everybody is impacted by cancer in some way, shape, or form, and by being a student visionary candidate, I can do my part to help eradicate blood cancer.
One circumstance that made this year especially important is Mick McGinnis is the honored hero for the Cleveland region of LLS's Student Visionaries of the Year program. So basically what that means is he is the symbol for that year's campaign. And he's a Brunswick student. He just had overcome his battle with cancer, and just that inspiration kind of boosted our team's motivation. And I would say that's the main circumstance that made us do better this year than we had the past 2 years.
If you don't know who Mick is, he's a Brunswick student. He helps out with the basketball and lacrosse teams, and he overall is just an amazing person and a true staple in this community.
Grand Finale is about a 5-hour event. It's a huge group party to celebrate all that we've accomplished in the 7 weeks, and we end up revealing how much each team has made, how much the entire district has made, and then what team has won the title of Student Visionaries of the Year by raising the most money. It is so exciting, but also very nerve-wracking. If we are able to hit the $150,000 level for LLS, me, Luke, and Abby will be able to be invited to the New York LLS Research Conference in October. This will help me and Abby pursue our medical career and will give Luke the opportunity to see what his work in the past 3 years have done. So we're really excited to hopefully hit that 150,000 benchmark, but we are also a little bit nerve-wracked about seeing when this will be because we still have 1 week until we can find out our total.
Hi Brunswick, we just got off the stage and we have some exciting news to share with you.
We were able to raise over $168,000 for blood cancer patients and their families.
We couldn't have done this without you, and we are proud to share that we came first in Northeastern Ohio for raising the most money for blood cancer patients. Thank you!
We could not have done it if we lived anywhere else. The Brunswick community has been so strong, and LLS is not affiliated directly with their school, so it's a club outside of our school. But you wouldn't think that because our school administration has been so supportive throughout this entire campaign in previous years.
We want to give a humongous thank you to our parents, Mary, Michelle, and Megan, and our district leader, Tiffany, for all the support that they've shown us throughout our campaign. We couldn't have reached this without you.
We could not do this without our team. They work so hard to also help us reach our goal. And not only our team, but our parents as candidates and the parents of the team members, all of us are unified towards this mission, and we couldn't have come anywhere near our goal without their help and support as well.
I think Brunswick should be part of it every year because the community has been amazing, and I couldn't be more thankful for the amount of support we've gotten from our community and our school.
So if you would like to stay updated on our mission, please follow our Instagram and Facebook at Brunswick for a Brighter Future.
And if you're interested in supporting our campaign in following years, the campaign runs from January 17th to March 8th. So that'll be our window for when we're allowed to accept donations. But we'll be posting updates throughout the entire year, mostly just about new candidate positions, new team members, kind of events that we're planning. And that will all be on our Facebook and Instagram, and that's the easiest way to reach out to us if you have any questions.
Thank you for joining me. It was really great to talk to them. I'm so excited to see where this group goes next year, and it'll be such a treat to just watch their progress and, see how this community comes together. Thank you for watching. Where Are We? I will see you next month.